What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Daily Grind Fantasy official live stream for this NBA. Oh, I'm on Patreon. Why am I on Patreon right now? 7-game slate. What is going on, everybody? Wow, we have a huge showing already. 72 of you guys have just joined straight in. It must be the notifications or something. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Guys, we're going to do a giveaway on the stream. I will announce at the very end, too. For anybody, if you guys are on the fence, if anybody wants to sign up for Patreon, we are going to reimburse you at the very end of the stream. We're going to pick one lucky winner throughout the stream. So if there's 8 of you that sign up throughout the stream, we're going to reimburse one of you, and we'll pick that one lucky winner at the very end. So as you guys know, it is the first of the month, so Patreon subscriptions restart every single month, which is the reason we're doing this. So if you guys sign up on the stream, I'm going to be checking at the very end. I will be picking one of you to reimburse tonight. So that's how that's going to go. Let's go ahead and dive right into the slate. It is a messy one, as I stated on the stream, or on the live video earlier today. It is all over the place. We just got some slate-breaking injury news, of course, coming in as soon as we start the stream. TJ, I think Tobias Harris just got officially ruled out, and a couple other guys. So let's actually pay attention to that.
Sorry, I'm dying. I'm still eating Cheez-Its. I got to eat Cheez-Its. I'm starving. Malcolm Brogdon, game time decision along with Jeremy Lamb. We have Embiid, who's currently very questionable, whatever that means. So he's not questionable, he's very questionable. But we did get news that Teron Prince is out, and then, yeah, like you said, Tobias Harris is out. TLC for the Nets is out, along with Jeff Green.
Yep.
So, yeah. Tyler Johnson available
Taron
to play
Prince
with the migraine.
out.
So
Yep. A lot of stuff
yep.
going on. Let's yeah, so let's digress here. Or yeah, let's back it up a few here. Let's go to the current chart that we have right now, TJ, which is currently in Denver. Denver has a lot of guys out. Let's start there. That's a higher over under. Very soft defense in Chicago. So let's start there. Campazzo got ruled out along with Hampton, Jermichael Green, Paul Millsap, and Gary Harris. Dozier showing 22.7% ownership, Jokic showing 17.1%, Barton showing 9.8%, and also Monty Morris showing 17%. TJ, they actually don't rate the best on our sheet, but this is a very favorable matchup. I think Jokic is going to be our favorite play, but again, he's very low owned in comparison to the rest of these other guys on the slate. Right now, he's teetering on that line of a GPP/cash option. What's your take on these Denver Nuggets?
Yeah, obviously Jokic in a fantastic spot against the Chicago Bigs. Don't get me wrong there, but there's somebody else that I think I do want to start my builds off with, and that I'll most likely be spending up tonight in terms of cash. If Jokic is going to carry that low ownership, Matt, like I absolutely love him for tournaments and a good pivot off of a guy like James Harden. But I think tonight I do want to, I prefer Harden in terms of cash over Jokic. With all those guys off the floor you talked about, he's a 1.6 fantasy point per minute, 26.3% total usage. We even pegged for 56.56 DraftKings points. So I obviously do love him, and I love the matchup, but I just don't know if he's cash viable. Just, in terms of ownership, he's just not showing it. But again, really good matchup for him there. PJ Dozier is a guy that we are looking at, obviously, at 3,200 with Campazzo out. He should get the backup minutes. He did play finally last game against OKC. He got 14 minutes. Most of them were in the fourth quarter. I think he played 7 minutes. Hold on, where's the popcorn machine? He played about 7 minutes or 6 minutes in the fourth quarter there when that game was already, blown out between OKC. But, I think they're kind of adjusting and bringing him back. The minutes are going to continue to be there for him more and more each game. And, with no Gary Harris, obviously, and then no Campazzo tonight, Dozier should get those backup minutes, as one of the guards there with Jamal Murray, Will Barton. They don't really have a second guard there, honestly. Monty Morris, excuse me. So between Jamal Murray, Monty Morris, and Dozier, those are going to be the 3 guards. So Dozier should pick up some extra minutes there. We haven't projected a 24. I think like 20 to 22 is a safe number, but I do think he offers he's a decent salary saver tonight at 3,200 for sure.
Especially if you're going that Jokic route. So
yeah, I don't know what I'm doing with Denver yet. Yeah. I don't know if you are prioritizing anybody.
No,
in cash,
probably not anymore, especially with the Philly news coming out. So let's talk about these guys. These guys are probably going to end up being GPP options, and it was a shame because I was really interested.
Starting with Denver.
Yeah, I mean they were on the list technically. Fantasy Cruncher hasn't updated their ownership, and it looks like it's updating as soon as I say that. So as of right now, these guys will probably be GPP options, but I don't mind Jokic for a last place in cash. Can't hate that, TJ. I don't think we can ever hate anybody that starts Jokic in whatever matchup in cash. Dozier, like you alluded to, I think provides some good value, but we have to see where he sits in terms of ownership a little bit later on. Let's move on to my Spurs. My Spurs in this Brooklyn game. The Spurs are technically without Keldon Johnson now. Add him to the injury report. I was actually expecting him to play. He was going through shoot around earlier in the day, but now he's officially out. So I know there's a lot of guys that benefit usage-wise here from this team. Trey Lyles showing 22.4% ownership. Patrick Mills doesn't really benefit that much, but he's still a good shooter in a pace-up spot. 4.7K. DeJounte Murray, what a beast he is with Keldon Johnson off the court. And also DeMar DeRozan, I feel like has a flame lit under him in terms of all the things going on around him, not only with his father, but with the trade talks and everything. So you can even consider him if you're in the narratives. TJ, what's your take on the Spurs? High-paced matchup, by the way.
You're throwing me off again. We're going from Denver to the Spurs, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of ownership, hey, they're up there.
Yeah. All right. I'm seeing DeRozan, honestly, as the highest owned guy here.
You are?
Second highest.
Okay.
Trey Lyles at 18.9%. I have DeRozan at 18.6%. Mills at 13.6%, and then nobody else over 10. DeJounte Murray is actually 10 on the dot right there. But yeah, no, it's a really good matchup against Brooklyn. 4.5 point home, or 4.5 point home dogs. Jeez,
Yeah.
I confused me. So yeah, DeRozan with no Keldon Johnson, no Rudy Gay, no Vassell, however you guys want me to pronounce it. I'm never going to get it right. And then Derek White, we're looking at a guy who gets a 5% usage bump. He's a 1.18 fantasy point per minute, 29.6% total usage. He looks absolutely fantastic against the Pelicans. So I do like him tonight, honestly. DeRozan, in terms of cash, I think you can go there.
Okay. Wasn't expecting that, but I don't mind it.
I do like DeMar. DeJounte Murray also shows really well in the sheet. He's a 1.29 fantasy point per minute with all those guys off the floor. Should play mid 30 minutes. I mean, he has been. So I don't see that, trend ending anytime soon, especially with all these guys off the floor. They need him in there to handle that ball. So I do like DeJounte. I do like DeMar. I think I prefer DeMar in terms of cash tonight against Brooklyn. And then there's the cheap options there. And Trey Lyles obviously going up against Brooklyn, a team we really like to pick on in terms of bigs. But I don't think I trust Trey Lyles tonight.
Okay.
His minutes are just all over the place. Patty Mills, again, same thing. He's a spot shooter. Like he can definitely get hot. 4,700 though. I don't know if I trust it.
Yeah, more of a GPP option.
Especially with the Philly news, like with Tobias being out, and then potentially Embiid. And then Charlotte, like that's probably where my interest lies. So in terms of cash,
that's what we're going after this, TJ. So I know you want to talk about him. I know you want to.
So can you go to DeMar? Sure. If you want to try Lyles or Mills, like be my guest. But I don't know. I don't know if I'll be preferencing any of these guys.
Trey Lyles is projected at 29 minutes. TJ, I will ask you this: if you know he's playing 29 minutes, is he cash viable? Because I feel like that is far too cheap for this pace, and then their lack of bigs, and the fact that LaMarcus
really
Aldridge sucks. Yeah.
LaMarcus Aldridge does suck. Yeah, he's just old, man.
Yeah.
I think you can. I don't know. I don't really.
I was just curious. Yeah, it's just 29. We never know what the minutes would pop, and Trey Lyles, you just never know in general with him. So going on, let's
rather go to PJ Tucker.
Okay. That's a stretch. Let's move over to the other side of the ball, TJ, because we have some cash options. Before we move on to your team, I know you're biting your tongue. James Harden, 24.5% ownership, and also Kyrie Irving. This is also a pace-up spot for these guys. Now that Jeff Green is out, by the way, they haven't updated ownership for this team. What is this picture looking like? I feel like a lot of these bench players will get a nice little boost.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with you there. Guys like Shamit. Andre Robertson looked really good in his game against, who did they play last game? Was it the Why does hold on, my roto just crashed. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Wait a second.
We're having all types of issues with Fantasy Crunch or Rotogrinders. Guys, step up your game. We need your tools.
It was against Dallas. That's who it was. Yes. Okay, perfect. And it was the second game. Yeah, he looked really good against Dallas. Obviously, those were all garbage minutes there in that fourth quarter and the blow up. But yeah, I have interest in Harden, obviously, with no KD, no TLC, and no Jeff Green. Like, he's the guy that I do want to spend up to tonight in cash. I think the ownership is going to be there. Honestly, Kyrie, too, at 9,100 makes for an intriguing
Shows very
play.
well on their sheet.
Yeah, he's a 1.45 fantasy point per minute with those guys off the floor, 1.2% usage bump, 33% total usage. We have pegged for 52.8 DraftKings points. So
I want to jump in real quick. I don't know if you know this, TJ, but historically, Kyrie Irving destroys the Spurs. I know you don't watch Spurs games, but he just destroys them at home every single time. Just want to add that. Go ahead.
So yeah, if I'm going anywhere, it's going to be those two guys. Obviously, I know that's tough because they're the two most expensive guys. Outside of those two, like, I don't really trust anybody here from Brooklyn. A lot of people Tyler Johnson was a guy that carried a lot of ownership against Dallas. He just didn't play because he had a migraine. So, I mean, if he plays and like actually comes off the bench and gets 20 minutes, like, yeah, him at 3,100 definitely intrigues me. But besides Harden and Kyrie, like, I don't really have too much interest in these Brooklyn Nets, even with these guys off the floor. I feel like it's all James and it's all Kyrie.
For sure.
You take shots on guys like Bruce Brown, like Shaman if you want, sure. But again, the guys that I want in terms of cash are going to be James Harden, number 1, and then Kyrie, number 2.
For sure. And then DeAndre Jordan does draw some interest for me, TJ. Just 28 minutes and such a good matchup, rather, for DeAndre Jordan down low there. So I think he's a good option for GPPs. Again, showing 0.7% ownership. I think that's going to go up a little bit, but I do think he's a viable option for GPPs. All right, switching over to the team you want to talk about, the Charlotte Hornets. They've been chalky lately, and for good reason. They've all been playing very, very well. Let's take a look up and down this list. Honestly, there's like 4 potential cash options here. Cody Martin, PJ Washington, LaMelo Ball, and Miles Bridges are all showing ownership. TJ, take it away.
Yeah, it's PJ Washington for me. They've been using him a lot at the 5, so Bismack Biyombo can go get bent. Not falling for that trap again. I mean, somebody we've talked about, like if he's starting Matt against Golden State, we were high on him. Obviously, he didn't start, so we got off of him. But then we saw him starting against Sacramento. He gets into foul trouble, doesn't really play a lot in the second half, so I don't trust him. In terms of cash night, like PJ Washington's an absolute lock for me. With no Zeller, with no Gordon Hayward, and with no Devonta Graham, we're looking at a guy that gets a 5.2% usage bump. He's a 1.23 fantasy point per minute. And I know a lot of that was from that game last night against Sacramento. Do I expect him to duplicate a 66-point effort? No.
Never.
But do I get you 40? Yes, especially against Portland. So I do like PJ Washington. He's going to be a cash lock for me tonight. He's going to play a lot of minutes, and he is going to get some minutes at the 5. They hypothetically should need size tonight against Canner, but so Bismack, I'm not gonna talk about it. LaMelo Ball, 2 Matt at 8,700, like he's gonna play high 30 minutes with this game's competitive.
Price came down a little bit.
Yeah, he was 8,800. He lost $100 there. 2.1% usage bump, 1.28 fantasy points per minute, 26.5% total usage. Haven't pegged for 48.35 DraftKings points. So I honestly like him in cash if you're going there. Miles Bridges as well. He came off the bench. He didn't even start last night, which was interesting, but he still played 33 minutes. I honestly think you can go there too. He's a 0.87 fantasy point per minute. Like Malik Monk shows really well on the sheet. Cody Martin, who we thought was going to start, but ended up not starting. So like if he's thrusted into the starting lineup somehow and not Jalen McDaniels, like they did last night, and I fell for it. I think he's an intriguing play at 3,500. So I have a lot of interest here in Charlotte, obviously. Yeah. But if I'm putting these like priorities in terms of who I want, it's right. PJ Washington. It's probably Miles Bridges if I see him starting, and then it's LaMelo Ball.
Yeah, I also have some interest in Malik Monk, but that's definitely going to be a GPP play just because he's showing pretty well on their sheet. TJ at 3% ownership, 5.2 point per dollar value. Bismack Biyombo, you already talked about 3.4K. It's just way too cheap in general. I know you guys hate him at this point, but again, he's not chalk, so that means he'll snap. Just GPP and cash written all over these guys. I really don't care who you go to. TJ, how many Charlotte Hornets are you recommending in cash as of right now?
I'll probably have 2, potentially 3.
Okay, let's move on to the Philly guys. Did we get an update on these guys yet?
No, I don't.
Tobias, 0 minutes. We got an update with him. Seth Curry, 36. Yeah, you probably don't want to touch him until we get that Embiid news.
Yeah, unfortunately not. Like, because if Embiid's out, then like Dwight Howard's in the picture at 3,500. We got Milton.
He's very questionable for anybody who's wondering. Yeah, very questionable. Never seen that in my life. Anyway, for all 172 of you, if you guys could show that support, hit that like button. We're doing a giveaway. Anybody who signs up for our Patreon on stream right now, we will be refunding you guys at the very end of the stream. Just one of you, okay? So if 10 of you sign up, well, if one of you is getting refunded. If only one of you signs up, you're getting refunded, okay? So that's the way we're working this giveaway. What's that? Yeah, free giveaway.
You're getting it free if there's one.
Absolutely. And so I'm not telling you how many are signing up, by the way. It could be 50. Hopefully it's 100 of you. Right now.
If this gets 100 likes, I will eat the rest of these cheeses on stream.
I feel like you're going to do that anyway.
I might, but I will eat them one by one and stare into the camera. 100 likes.
Yeah, okay.
Can you hear me chewing?
That's a good deal. Unfortunately, just a little bit. Not too bad.
Shit, I'm sorry, guys. That's so annoying.
Not too bad. All right, let's move on to some higher owned guys. Let's go back to that matchup here in Charlotte on the other side of the ball, TJ, just because they're showing some ownership. High-paced game for them, too. 118 projected points right now for the Portland Trailblazers. Damian Lillard projected right now at 25% ownership. Canner at 18.5%, and Covington at 10.1% ownership. Are you considering any one of these guys?
Yeah, I think Canner at 7,200 is an intriguing play. I'm gonna love him for tournaments, Matt. We saw Bagley and Holmes last night play really well against Charlotte. I think it's the same type of situation here for the Portland Bigs. So I do have interest in Canner, potentially a guy like Robert Covington as well, more of a tournament play. I think the guy I'd want to get to hypothetically would be Dame at 10-4. I just don't know if it's a viable option for me tonight if I'm prioritizing a guy like Harden. But yeah, at 10-4, I think you can go to Damon Cash, honestly, in what could be a competitive, high-paced game. He's a 1.5% usage bump with no Nurkic, no CJ McCollum, Giles, and who else is out? Zach Collins for them. So I think you can go Dame, 1.45 fantasy points per minute, 34% total usage. We haven't pegged for 54.45 DraftKings points. That was a mouthful. A lot of fives, a lot of fours. So I think Canner and Dame are my two favorite plays. Again, I really like Canner for tournaments. And then if you are landing on Dame and Cash, like I can 100% get behind that.
Yeah.
It's just where you want to go with the bit or the spend ups tonight. There's a
Right.
lot of guys that are in really good spots. You got Harden, you have Jokic, obviously. You have Dame. We didn't even talk about Luka. Like all those guys carrying some ownership. And I think they're all honestly cash viable.
Right. But you can play them all over there on SuperDraft if you guys want to sign up. Link is below. 50% match up to $500. Just saying. All right. Yeah, TJ, just like that. We covered all the cash options. Once we get that update for the Philly news, we'll come back to them. They are in a bad... What's up? Did we just get the news?
J3 just said, heads up that the Patreon link on YouTube doesn't work, Matt. How are people going to sign up for Patreon and potentially get their month free?
The Patreon link doesn't work? Last time I checked, it did. Let me just double check on that. Hold on.
I'm going to eat a Cheez-It.
Okay. Sounds fair. The Patreon link in the description, right, guys? That's the one you're referring to? Patreon.
I would assume so. He said just a heads up, the Patreon
Daily Grind Fantasy. Falling over. It's a 4-4. Do you know what? It doesn't work. And now I'm ticked off. Now I am ticked off. All right.
J3, thank you.
Let me update that, TJ. I want to talk about this Utah Pelicans game real quick in terms of GPPs. We're going to wait for that Philly. Let's talk about that real quick with Utah because Utah has some lower ownership than they're supposed to. That's the highest over-under on the entire slate.
Yeah. So highest over-under on the entire slate, Matt, here between Utah and the Pelicans. Utah at a 122 team total over-under, which is absolutely absurd. So I think we could have a game where we do see a lot of points, which is fantastic because there are a lot of guys here on Utah that are carrying some low ownership like Matt just alluded to. A guy like Donovan Mitchell at 8,600, Matt, 34 minutes projected, only showing 10% ownership. I'd love him in GPPs, 1.22 fantasy point per minute. Obviously, nobody's out for these guys. They have their full rotation, and we're going to see all these guys most likely play 30 minutes plus besides maybe Ingles. You know, you got Mitchell, Gobert, Conley, Clarkson, Ingles, Bogdy, and O'Neal. Really do like Donovan Mitchell as a tournament play. I really do like Rudy Gobert as well. He's a 1.25 fantasy point per minute. We have him projected for 40 DraftKings points on the dot. I think he can go north of that, especially against the Pelicans. Jordan Clarkson, another guy showing less than 1% ownership at 6,400. The price tag is a little pricey for me. I think I'd rather take a chance on a guy like Bojan Bogdanovic at 5,200. That is very cheap. And what could be a really high scoring game. That's just way too cheap of a price tag. So he's honestly my favorite tournament play from this game. I also do really like Donovan Mitchell and Gobert, but Bogdy at 5,200 projected 31 minutes. Like he's showing some ownership too. So like, I do understand if you're using him as a filler in cash, it's just, I'm looking and just, he sticks out like a sore thumb. That price tag is way too cheap.
Wow. Why is YouTube not letting me put this in?
Okay. So then on the other side of the ball.
Yeah.
With the Pelicans, Zion, that price tag continues to creep up, man. He's finally hit 9K. It's the first time in his NBA career that he has hit 9K. Not in showdowns, obviously, that doesn't count. But yes, 9K for Zion. Give me Brandon Ingram for a $600 price reduction all day, every day at 8,400. I think you can go to either of these guys in tournaments, obviously, but I definitely prefer Ingram over Zion tonight. I think he's got a better matchup as well. Obviously, Zion down low against a guy like Rudy Gobert and potentially Royce O'Neal. No one can cover Zion. I mean, no one's that athletically built, but I still prefer BI in this matchup. Besides that, like Josh Hart and Eric Bledsoe are pretty cheap at 5K and 5,300. I think one of those guys could have a big game here, hypothetically. And again, this is a game where the Pelicans are 7-point home dogs. They're going to need a lot of scoring to stay competitive here with Utah. We know how well Utah's played this year. So I think there's a lot of good tournament plays here. And if they can stay competitive and the Pelicans can keep it close in that fourth quarter, like a lot of these guys could find themselves in the optimal.
All
So
right, TJ, thank you for that breakdown.
You good?
Yeah, no, give me like 2 seconds, and I will be.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about some other guys that I do like in terms of cash. So we covered the Charlotte chalk. I think there's a lot of guys tonight from Charlotte that you can go to in terms of cash. Like, I think Cody Martin's honestly going to be cash viable at 3,500. He should see time. PJ Washington's going to be my favorite play from Charlotte. I think LaMelo Ball might be my second favorite play. I prioritized him last night. Didn't let me down. I think he's in a similar situation tonight against Portland. Not worried about the back-to-back for a young kid like that. Miles Bridges also at 4,800. I do think he's cash viable. I think we're going to get some questions too for Justin Patton, who did start against Memphis. He played 26 minutes. Now, mind you, he played 8 of those minutes in the fourth quarter when that game was, 50-point blowout or something like that. It was absolutely absurd. Houston is trash. So I think we're going to get questions here for Patton. Do I think you can go there? I think he's really risky. I don't know if I would trust him in cash. But at 3,200, if he does play 23, 26 minutes, like he's a 0.8 fantasy point per minute. So if you're landing on him, like I'm not excited about it, but he is really cheap and he should see some time, obviously, with no Boogie and with no Christian Wood.
All right.
But I wouldn't put too much stock into it. Go ahead, Matt.
I just tested it, guys. If you could, please let me know if the link in the description below works. I read this actually like today, TJ, from another content creator, that if we put physical links without like a bit.ly, I think that's how you call it, a bit.ly link, it will ban the link. So if you click on it, it just won't work. If you put in google.com, it won't work. It will take you to like a blank page. So I don't know why they're doing that. I think they're doing it because of promotional issues and all kinds of people complaining about there being an overflow of links in the descriptions, which I get. But like if you're trying to promote the product at the same time, like it's so annoying. So if I put that in the link, if you guys could test that out for me. Sorry for that. I do apologize. Hopefully that didn't stun our growth from previous videos, because I don't know how long it hasn't been working. So anyway, let's double check that, guys. And did we get an update on Embiid yet? It works. Awesome. Thank you, Hudson.
Well, Tony Bradley just got thrown into the mix here. So are we planning for an Embiid sit? We're going to get this news at 6:55.
Wait, Tony Bradley did what?
Tony Bradley just got added to the player pool here for Roto. So
awesome, it worked. That's all I want to see. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Thanks,
Matt,
guys.
if you want to explain it again. So, guys, tonight, first of the month, Patreon. The link is below, and it does work. If you do sign up tonight, $20 gets you access to all the cheat sheets for every sport, not just NBA. It also gets you an invite to our private Discord, and you now have the opportunity to get this month for free. Depending on who signs up during this live stream, we're going to do a drawing after this, or Matt might do it. I think, Matt, before the stream ends?
Yeah, before the stream ends. Yep.
Okay. Before the stream ends, we're going to pick one lucky person. If you did pay and you did sign up and your name gets drawn, your month, this month of March will be free.
I will waive it on stream. So thanks, guys, for the support. Really appreciate it.
Yes.
All right.
Love you guys.
Let's go to some questions. Let's wait for the 76ers news, and I'm also going to update some SuperDraft projections, TJ. So let's go ahead and do all that.
I can't wait to play SuperDraft again. Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna go to the questions up on the tube, man.
J3, appreciate that for the sign up. Thanks for the sign up, man.
What's kind of talking myself into Justin Patton here.
Are you? Yeah, Justin Patton was a beast when he started. All right,
he's so cheap, man, and they're gonna need him against Jared Allen because like they don't want that same debacle that they saw last game where Jared Allen just absolutely dismantled them.
Is Embiid actually ruled out because Dwight Howard's at the top of the usage or top of the ownership now?
I think the very questionable thing is starting to throw people off. So it doesn't surprise me that people are already going to Tony Bradley and Dwight Howard. So no, there is no official news yet on Embiid. But obviously, if Embiid is out, then Justin Patton, smell ya. We will be going to Dwight Howard, unfortunately. And he'll let us down. And then Tony Bradley at probably, a tenth of his ownership will end up smashing value. And that's the way the world works.
Yes, it does.
Cruel world. All right, Matt, hit those YouTube questions. Or excuse me, I will hit the YouTube questions.
Yep, I'm almost done with the projections here.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and bring up the Discord, the premium chat, and see what we got going on in here. Let's see, the premium YouTube chat. We got a question from Joey. I know we were waiting on the big news in Philly. If no Embiid, could Simmons
would be the only option.
Yes, 100%, Joey, agree with you there. SuperDraft while we wait. Yes, Sam and Matt's going to be working on that right now.
I got him.
Okay, perfect.
Ready?
Go ahead, Matt.
PJ Washington, 1.55 times multiplier, TJ.
Ooh,
Yep.
wait.
Jokic has a multiplier, period. That's all you need to know.
What?
Tanner, 1.5 times multiplier. What?
Ooh, wait.
Okay. Michael Porter Jr., 1.6 times multiplier.
Really?
Yeah, 6.
Oh, wow.
That's the highest. That's the highest of any of the studs.
Tonight in like cash if you're.
Yeah.
Wow.
Kyrie Irving has a multiplier. That's all you need to know. 1.15. DeJounte Murray, 1.35. And then last but not least, LaMelo Ball at 1.25 are my favorite.
LaMelo multiplier. Okay.
I know, right?
J3 said we want Chips. I don't know where Chips is. I think he's in the bedroom with Amanda. J3, I'll get you Chips soon. You always ask for Chips. Hey, Matt.
He does always ask. What's up?
Yeah, because he loves Chips. Chips is a handsome boy. So we found out what's name. It's what intarnaceous. Intarnaceous. So that's the word intarnaceous. I will butcher that 1,000 times out of 1,000. But intarnaceous is the name. So what? Thank you for the clarification because Matt and I are clearly not intelligent enough to pronounce that ourselves. Nick was fist pumping to the music, Matt. So you must have had something good. And we had notifications on. Fantastic. Bill said best $20 you will ever spend. We appreciate that.
Yes, we do appreciate that.
Nothing better than Cheez-Its. Yeah, I just been I'm starving. I'm very hungry, so I
got a crock pot meal downstairs. Cannot wait.
Okay, must be nice. I scored 320 with Bismack and Goran yesterday. None was the play. Yes, none was the play, Tyler. That's a fantastic score, man. Glad you scored well. Bridges or Monk already have Ball
Bridges.
and PJ. I like Bridges for cash. I like Monk for tournaments.
Like them both though.
The more NBA, what does it say? DFS I play, I feel like it's more luck than skill for tournaments at least. Yeah, Matt. Tournaments you definitely have to get lucky for sure.
Dude, I want to add. Can I add something to that? In tournaments, guys, I see a lot of people doing this that just automatically takes them out of the running for first place. If you're trying to get in the top 10%, you guys stack games so aggressively that it makes me angry. When you're playing big tournaments, I'm talking huge tournaments, 10,000 plus people, make sure you take minimal amounts from each game because you're looking for ceiling potential players in each one of those games. I hate to tell you, but 5 guys from one game probably won't have a ceiling game. It's unless they go to triple OT, and then you're banking on something that you should never be banking on. When you're playing big GPPs, like for instance, James Harden or Kyrie Irving, period, in one of your lineups. Looking up and down the list from the Charlotte team, like max 2 people. From Portland, it's going to be Lillard or Kanter having a ceiling game. Pick one or the other. You're looking in Porzingis and Doncic. Like you're picking between those stud players for big tournaments. So many of you limit your upside because you're taking 2 specific players from a team, and it makes me angry. That's my rant. It's over.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good now. I'm not angry.
Yep. Okay. Ingram or DeRozan? I like DeRozan in cash. I like Ingram in tournaments. Guys, Allen tonight. Yeah, Jared Allen's going to be a great tournament play. He's not really carrying too much ownership, and it looks like they're going to start Patton again at the 5, so at least they'll have some size. But like if Patton gets into foul trouble or, we see a lot of PJ Tucker at the 5 again, then yeah, Jared Allen's just in an absolute smash spot, but more of a tournament play. The price tag has come up pretty aggressively. So Luka or Lillard? That's tough. We didn't even talk about
Lillard.
Luka.
We didn't, but he's not benefiting tonight.
Yeah, he's not. I'd probably say Dame too, honestly. If I'm playing cash, yeah, I think I like Dame.
Yeah.
Hudson said he's about to join Patreon. Love that, Hudson. No Denver love. No, Jason, we did talk about Denver. There's definitely some love there. There's definitely some decent plays. Obviously, it's a really good matchup against Chicago. Jokic against the Bigs at 10-8 is definitely viable. He looks really good. Dozier also is a decent play at 3,200. I do like Monty Morris, honestly. And then Jamal Murray is just low ownership again, 8,900. Price continues to go up. Pretty bad game against OKC. He still hit 9 of 15. He only played 30 minutes. They didn't need him because it was an absolute blowout. So I still do really like Jamal Murray for tournaments. So I have a lot of interest there in Denver. I just don't know if I'll be getting anybody in cash. I'd love to get Jokic, but it might be tough tonight if you're prioritizing some other studs. Who else do we have? Do we like Wendell Carter? Not really. 5,800 is pretty cheap. I don't think I'd go there in cash, but for tournaments, yeah, of course. I definitely like him in tournaments. It's always Dame time, said Parker. Howard won't start, though. You think Dwight won't start if Embiid's ruled out? That's fine. If Tony Bradley starts, like I'd prefer that. They actually took, okay. Embiid is no longer in the Rotogrinders pool,
Player
Matt.
pool?
So what I'm gonna so I'm gonna go ahead and take him off the floor. I honestly think preparing for him being out is probably
Yeah,
the smartest
I can
thing to
agree with
do.
you. Let's do
So
that.
I'm gonna go ahead and take out Joel, and I'm gonna take out Tobias Harris.
Guys,
I'm gonna
for anybody still struggling with the link, I just looked at it and it is working. So what you have to do is refresh your YouTube. If you're still trying to sign up for Patreon, refresh your page, come back to the live stream, do whatever you have to, but the link is now updated. Thank you.
All right, let's see here. So
Embiid, Tobias.
Yeah, because this is important because we're gonna get a lot of Philly questions. Boy, it's ugly. Simmons, Curry, Milton, Danny Green. They're gonna get smoked tonight.
Who?
Cork.
You think? They're actually favorites right now, so
That'll come down. They won't close as favorites. 37-20, 35-26. Man, I don't want to.
One team you do not like is Philly, and I know that.
Well, obviously, why would I like them?
Because I don't know. Why would you not like them?
Because I am a Boston Celtics fan.
So
why would I like
nice.
our rival? Okay, be nice.
Are they a rival? Is that a thing? You guys are rivals with the Lakers of old times. That's your rival.
That's not a rival.
Okay.
Hasn't been a rival since I was 17 years old.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Don't, Matt.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, come on.
I'm sorry.
Come on. All right, so Simmons gets a 2% usage bump. Seth gets a, where are you, Seth? Matt, I can't find glasses. Milton gets a, oh boy. Danny
Milton's
Green.
nasty.
Oh, Danny Green's a good play, guys. Danny Green's a good
don't
play.
Don't tell me. Hold on. What is he? He's averaging over 0.7 fantasy points per minute. Are you kidding me?
I know, that's a milestone for him. Tony Bradley.
Don't make me put on the Danny Green highlights.
Yeah,
Oops, I changed the wrong person.
Don't do that. The Seth Curry.
He's not that good. How many minutes do you have him at?
Seth?
Yeah.
Well, he's a 0.58 in 38 minutes like that. I'm not taking stock into that. He's not a 0.58 fantasy point per.
No.
Danny Green?
Yeah. How many minutes do you have him at?
Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me just finish this.
Okay.
Dwight. Jeez, Dwight's an 8.72 value. Okay.
How many minutes do you have him at?
26. And then Bradley's going to be a good play regardless. Matt, we might have to do the double center stack tonight.
Guys, is it time for the Danny Green highlights?
Oh God! Don't bore everybody, please.
Is it time?
So
262 of you. I think it's time.
262 people that are about. Don't do that to him. Danny Green actually rates that well on the sheet. God damn it, man. So if this holds true, and Embiid is out, like Simmons is going to carry ownership, and rightfully so at 8,800. Milton looks fantastic at 4,500. Dwight Howard, obviously, if he starts, like, Matt, I'm honestly contemplating doing a Dwight and Tony Bradley stack and cash. Like, I honestly think we might see that. We've seen it before. We could see both those guys sneak up and be very high owned in terms of cash. Obviously, Dwight should carry more ownership there than Tony Bradley, but Tony Bradley, even if he plays like 15 minutes, he's a 1.16 fantasy point per minute with no Embiid on the floor. So these guys are all going to be really intriguing. So yeah, I assume their ownerships shoot up here very shortly. Are you really playing Danny Green? You're watching an ad right now of a girl swimming.
Yeah,
with an Apple
I
Watch.
like ads. Okay. What's wrong with that?
Nobody wants to see this.
Play the video I sent you. What'd you send me, Sino? We just got a donation. Cody.
Yes, we did. Cody.
Big Daddy Matty.
Big Daddy Matty.
I like that.
That's all you, baby. 3
Charlotte players in a 900-player GPP. No bueno. Good question, actually. I don't mind that. 3 players is fine in that small of a GPP. I'm talking the massive GPPs. I'm talking the $1 million makers. I'm talking about those GPPs. That 900 one, though, you can get away with. Good question, though. Good question.
I like Curry over Green. Yes, Seth's going to be viable, too. I mean,
has Danny
it's going to be tough not to love Philly here. Oh, my God. It's going to be tough not to fall in love with these Philly guys. The only thing I get worried about is they get blown out now against Indiana. But if they can keep they can keep competitive, like Seth Green's really cheap, Milton's cheap, Danny Green's cheap, obviously Dwight. So I want to see what happens with the ownership. But yeah, I do like a lot of these guys now. This video is 8 years old. Danny Green sucks. Danny Green's trash.
Hold on.
Danny Green can't.
Hold on. Sano sent me some gold. Hold on.
Oh my God. Okay, I'll answer some questions for you guys. Wait, Embiid isn't out yet, right? No, Hudson, he is not out, but let's plan for him being out potentially. You always want to be prepared. So I don't even know what to say in terms of cash right now, just because Embiid being out is absolutely huge. Did he pee? Chip's pissed? Guys, Chip's peed on the ground. It's the first accident in so long. Did he really pee? Did he pee under the couch? Oh man, he peed everywhere. There's pee on the ceiling. Hey Matt, can you focus?
Yeah, I'm good.
What are you doing?
Doing stuff.
Come on.
What? I'm here.
Killing me, Smalls. Barton or Monk? I like Monk for tournaments, honestly. We are not gonna blow the Sixers out, said Hudson. Yeah, Hudson, you're probably right. But no Embiid, no Tobias. Like those are 2 of the 3 studs there. I obviously call Tobias isn't really a stud this year, unfortunately. It's been decent, but it's Embiid. Embiid's the stud. So with no Embiid, yeah, I mean a lot of interest there in Philly. So I personally, if Embiid is out, I'm probably gonna have 3 or 4 of those guys from Philly in cash. I'd probably have a couple from Charlotte, and then probably try and get James Harden, and then a filler.
We got another
that's
donation.
Probably what my cash lineup is gonna be looking like. Go ahead, Matt.
Anthony, you're the man. Sabonis on a 52 GPP DK, hands down. Danny Green will break the slate. Love it, absolutely love it. Thanks for the donation, man.
We got a couple lineups here. We got Snag So Cold. We got a GPP lineup. We have LaMelo, Simmons. I'm assuming. Ben Simmons. PJ Dozier, Harden, Garrett Temple. Okay, Danny Green, Aminu, Bridges, and Jokic. I don't hate that. I just don't know. Like PJ Washington's a must for me tonight. But yeah, if you want to fade him, like that's fine. That's obviously FanDuel because 9 guys. But yeah, I don't hate that lineup. Aminu's obviously a stretch. So is Temple, but they got some guys out there in Orlando and some guys out there in Chicago. So I don't hate it. We got a lineup from PP I Like Cheese Guy. Boom. He's got Lillard, Dozier, DeRozan, Washington, Howard, Simmons, Wade, and Monk. Oh, he's going back to the well with Wade, huh? I'm not a big fan of Wade. I know that Prince is out now, so let me just see if we have updated minutes for Wade.
Yeah, I'm actually looking now.
Dean Wade. Okay, if he's gonna play 27 minutes, then yeah,
I got 21.
4K. Okay,
so
we'll call it 24. Minutes. I don't hate it. I just don't know if the ownership's gonna be there for cash. It'd be more of a tournament play there for me, but I know they do have a lot of guys out. Rain Dance. Mark pre-Philly. We have Harden. Seth Curry.
Yo, J3 just donated $2. You have to get chips.
Can you give me real quick?
You have to get chips now.
Chips, so can you just? I'll grab them. Hold on.
You guys are amazing. Thanks for the donation. Let me read the Patreon Discord chat here real quick. Any love for Hurdle? And I checked my spelling. Good job. No, I would say GPP only. I don't mind him. There he is. Is he gonna do some analysis? Oh, there he is. He looks terrified and confused.
He doesn't want to answer any questions. Not today.
He doesn't want to answer anything. Yeah. Wow, he's getting fat. He's definitely getting fatter. Tobias Harris has had one of his best seasons playing with Doc Rivers. What?
No questions at this time.
Oh, was that from Chips? Okay. It's amazing.
Oh my God, look how handsome he is.
He wants a low-owned Embiid, is what he said. What Snow said. Yo, move your camera. We're looking at your crotch. Nice.
You guys looking at my... Yeah. Sorry. All right, I'm back. You hear me?
I answered all the questions in the premium Discord.
Okay. Chips, what's your thought on DeMar? He wants to dance with DeMar. Man, you guys were just...
You're dancing with DeMar tonight, right?
Yeah, I probably am. He might be a play for me. Yeah. I wish you didn't say anything about me switching my camera. That would have been fantastic.
I don't know what you do down there during the stream. So, all right, Ben Simmons. Okay. Hey, I don't judge. Ben Simmons, 36.9% ownership. TJ, are you buying him in cash?
Yes,
you are for sure. No matter what, even though he sucks on our sheet.
Yep.
Okay. All right. All right, TJ, we have about 3 minutes left. Let's get to some more questions, and then
It's Philly chalk night if Embiid's out, 100%. You're gonna have, like I said, you'll have at least those guys.
How many you cut out?
I'd probably say at least 4 of those guys in cash.
Okay.
Matt?
Yeah, I'm looking at questions.
Oh my
Sorry.
God, Matt's
Guys, I've
multitasking.
done more tonight during the stream than I've done
I know.
in like
All
5
day.
straight days.
All day.
Okay, all day. Yeah, this is all I've done.
Okay.
Yeah, it's throwing me off.
What are your thoughts on tiers contest, Frank? Honestly, I haven't looked at them. So if you have any thoughts, you can put something in the question. Simmons or Kyrie? I like Simmons tonight now with the injuries. As long as that
Kyrie's
game
still
stays
good though for
competitive.
GPP's.
Yeah, Kyrie. Yeah, he's still good, but I think you go Simmons and cash. Is 4 Hornets viable for cash? Yeah, Hudson, I think you can, but I think I think the Philly guys, especially if Embiid is out, that's where you want to go. You guys going crazy over $5 donations, but I'm gonna win 100K and give you guys thousands. Just wait.
There we go.
No, we don't need that from you, Blake. But you go take that down. That'd be absolutely.
That would be
amazing.
awesome.
Do you like DeAndre Jordan? Will he start now?
He
I
should.
assume he starts.
He should, and I don't mind him for GPPs, honestly.
Yeah, I think he's a tournament play, but I wouldn't go there in cash.
Yeah.
We got a lineup here from Roshan. We got Clarkson, Hardaway Jr., Barton, Z. Williams, Allen, Shamet, Washington, and Aldridge.
Hey,
I'm not too. Is that?
Sorry.
Oh, Zion. That's who that was. Zion. Man, that confused the shit out of me.
I have a question from a new member that literally just signed up during this live stream who's taking advantage of the premium YouTube chat. Matt, do you guys answer questions here after the live stream? We answer during the live stream so that you guys take priority. We want to make sure that, that's one of the benefits here, being a Discord member. So if you ask questions in here, we will get to them first. If you guys haven't noticed already, I go first before TJ so that you guys get priority.
Oh, yeah, Matt, I do want to say one thing, and this is what Sano did call out, and this was my pivot, Sano.
I'm sorry.
When Brogdon got ruled out, obviously, against the Knicks, I went McConnell over Derrick Rose. McConnell played 46.5 minutes. So if Brogdon gets ruled out again and this game stays competitive, I don't know if he plays 46 minutes again. I think that's absolutely absurd. But, if Lamb and Brogdon are out, you could see McConnell play 42 minutes again. So I honestly would like him coming back in that game in cash. So no, good call on that. I completely forgot to mention that. It was absolutely insane how much he played.
All right, TJ. We got 1 minute left. I'm going to announce the winner here.
Okay.
Hudson Gray. You are the winner here. Hudson, I wish we had some, confetti to
Congrats,
throw.
Hudson.
Yeah, Hudson, go ahead. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to refund you right here on the spot. And while I'm doing that, TJ, can you go over the cash score? Yes.
Yes. So, guys, as long as Embiid, I almost said Dwight Howard. As long as Embiid is out, my cash core is going to be Dwight Howard, Milton, Ben Simmons, and I'd probably go James Harden. But, if you have Danny Green or Seth Curry in there, I like that. So I'm having at least 4 Philly guys. Oh, PJ Washington. Shit. Yeah. I would go let me change that. Dwight, Milton, Ben Simmons, PJ Washington. And then I like James Harden as a spin up. That's 5 guys. There you go. 5 guys. You get 5 guys, you get burgers and fries, or you got 5 guys. I'm giving you 5 locks in cash.
Hudson, your credit card is currently pending the transaction, so I will do that first thing in the morning. I promise. All right. Yeah, I completely agree with that core, TJ.
T3 said it. That's a weird way to say my
All right, let's hear my core. You ready? It's exactly what you said. All right, that's all I have to say. What?
Real quick, explain SuperDraft to Justin, the slow drip, because he just said he put $100 using the promo. Justin, thank you. Matt, would you like to explain why he got no promo off?
Make sure you click the link. Second of all, you get money added to your account the more contests that you play, the more money that you put in. Yeah, it's a slow drip format. So if you keep playing, it doesn't matter whether you win or lose, they will add money to your account. Also keep in mind that's based on the amount you put down. So if you put down, I'm obviously throwing an extreme here. If you put down $100,000, you probably get $500 immediate dollars deposited into your account. All right, so that's the way it works. It's a slow drip. It wants you to keep playing, but because you got that promo with us, that's the promo we're giving you, up to 50% match up to $500. All right, so the more you play, the more you get. All right, guys. With all that being said, let's go ahead and log off, guys. Thank you so much for signing up for Patreon. For those who did, really appreciate all the support. We will see you in the Discord chat, okay? So if you guys haven't signed up for Patreon, make sure you do that today to grab the full value of what it has to offer. Only $20 a month, one of the cheapest providers in the entire industry, and you guys get literally everything. All access package, every single sport. With all that being said, guys, have a great rest of your day. Let's cash.
Mark, I like that lineup. Love you guys. Cheez-Its.